So let's talk about Andy Signor, the creator of Honest Trailers and the host of Movie Fights on Screen Junkies, my favorite channel on YouTube, except they're not. But this is amazing. This is wonderful. If some of you don't know who are subscribed to me, before I was a more of a movie channel, there was a point I was kind of a, I don't know what you call it, a skeptic channel, but I think that's a ridiculous word to use for that. I was anti-political correctness, basically. I didn't like politically correct people preaching at me. I didn't always come on and just argue politics or this or that. I actually specifically usually went after celebrities. I typically went after egotistical celebrities because celebrities are some of the biggest hypocrites you'll ever find. In particular, people in the industry of media, or just Hollywood in general, honestly, all media. But the people who are media figures, I find to be I don't know, people of poor character, in my opinion. And I have a very I'm not a moral grandizing guy, but I do think of myself as a pretty moral guy, as a guy with a lot of I don't know, my own self-made justice in a way, but I do believe that I have a pragmatic view of right and wrong. And I have been one of the biggest advocates for pushing that men who are always projecting their male feminism or fighting for the equal rights of women or and yelling at other men about it. I'm not saying all, but I've always been under the opinion that a lot of these guys who do this, who have some little bit of fame, are usually trying to compensate for something that they've done. They have guilt. Now with Joss Whedon, we find out that his whole feminist thing has pretty much just been a cover up so he could hook up with young girls on the sets of his movies, which is fine. That's really not anything like he's allowed to do that if he wants. He just cheated on his wife for years and didn't seem to care. But Devin Faraci gets in trouble for sexual harassment. Then he gets a job from Tim League, which just screw you, Tim League. I'm sorry. Like, I've met Tim League and but like it kind of just makes him a total hypocrite as an individual. Then Harry Knowles, one of the worst writers, bloggers, movie nerds ever. A guy can't even write a sentence. He gets accused of sexual assault. He steps down. Harvey Weinstein. Just look at the bottom of this thing down here. It's crazy. Like all these related articles. Sorry, I went to the comments here. Look, women comes forward with allegations that Harry Knowles once assaulted her at an Alamo Drafthouse event. Harvey Weinstein allegedly harassed women. Update, Fantastic Fest programmer quits after festival rehires critic Devin Faraci. I mean, it's crazy. This is coming, it's all these overweight neckbeard guys are getting accused of this stuff outside of, well, I guess everyone I named there. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Be objective. Be more skeptical here. You know, maybe these women are lying. No. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the male feminist approach here. I'm going to say that we need to believe all women and women never lie. Ever. These women are all telling the truth 100%, and Andy did it, and he's a pervert, and he should get fired. I am not going to defend this man. Sorry. Not happening. Especially with the irony of Andy. It's so gold. But let's look at Dan Murrell's response on Twitter a little bit. Dan put up, "I'm numb. I don't know what to do. Questioning everything I thought I knew." You mean Andy giving you all those wins that you didn't deserve on movie fights is really starting to become clear now? "To those that came forward, I hear you and I believe you." I 100% agree, Dan, with that. I do believe these women. "Add me to the list." The original tweet, "So sorry, man. We believe April and the other women. Myself and many other performers will not be returning until Defy Media addresses this." Dan Murrell, "Must be a shitty situation to be in. Anything anyone can do in support of the victims. Listen to them, believe them, confront the realities, and commit to change." I agree with you, Dan. We got to make that change, Michael Jackson style. We got to stop these perverts like Andy that you worked with for years. I'm honestly question, what did Dan know? What did Spencer know? I'm starting to think some other women need to come out here. Apparently, this was going on for years, and women were telling HR, and nobody did anything. And I don't know. Let me just say this. I'm a little suspicious of everyone now. We know that this toxic masculinity keeps getting into these media outlets. We know that all these men who benefit from their male privilege, their white male privilege, are using that to their advantage to seduce these women. These are very sick individuals that just that use feminism, and not Dan, I'm just saying people like Andy or Devin Faraci or Harry Knowles. They're guys that all constantly criticize Donald Trump on their Twitter accounts or go after other men, and then they all come out to be pussy grabbers. It's awful. Such pervs. THR, The Hollywood Reporter, reports that Andy Signor, creator of the popular Emmy-nominated web series Honest Trailers, Jesus, has been suspended from his position with the show's parent company after 2 women came forward today accusing him of sexual harassment and assault. Let's go read those original things somewhat. Hold on. Anyway, here's the whole story about the Screen Junkies guy wanted to jack off in front of me. In light of recent events with Harvey Weinstein, now is a good time to remind everyone I was sexually harassed by Andy Signor. Let's see. She said she was interning, working for copy credit on some viral videos for him, and he came across some pinup photos I had done. He messaged me to say that how hot I was, and tried to play it off as silly. Laugh out loud, jacking it to you in your undies. And when I tried to brush it off, he offered me to come over so he could do it in person. I will never forget his exact words. You can read a book for all I care. You need to understand, this guy was my boss. He was in a position of power. I know, toxic masculinity, male privilege, just rampant. I mean, I'm glad somebody's finally calling these guys out. It has to be these overweight, neckbeard, movie blogger nerd guys specifically that are the issue. It's not these jock good-looking guys. I know that you guys all want to go there because you saw 13 Reasons Why and all that. No, it's these guys are the ones that are out there hurting women, and they're lying to women. This guy was married. They're just liars. They're liars to cover up the fact they're insecure males who have sick sexual fetishes and perversions, and they think low of women, and they get power hungry. They get to a level of power, and they get corrupt, and they think that they can use these women the way they want because they're the boss. And I won't tolerate that. Those are pieces of crap. Granted, you know, Roman Polanski won an Oscar, but who's keeping score, really? You need to understand this guy was my boss, and I was a very underskilled young lady working on him for free, working with him for free, with the promise of if he could pay me. So I said, I'm flattered, but no thank you. Because I was desperate to break into the world of costume design. A few months later, when I realized the project was going nowhere, I finally got the courage to back out. I told him I was done. His response, "Oh, that's professional of you." I tried to move on, but that experience killed my desire to get into costume design, and it causes me a lot of rage to see my Facebook friends who are woke and active feminists repost and reblog honest trailers that allow this awful creep to make money. Preach it, sister. So yeah, it's not just Weinstein. I wish I'd fought more, wish I'd screen capped his messages, but I was young, scared, and dumb. Hey, it's okay, we're all here for you. So I didn't. Girls in Hollywood get taken advantage of so much. I know, it's awful. Hollywood is a sick, toxic place. All of the men in Hollywood are these evil men. I can't wait for something to come out on Max Landis. He knew all these people. He's always on here spouting off the same kind of stuff. He's probably some sexual harasser too. It's just terrible. Guys, don't trust Hollywood. We really need to bring those people down. All those toxic white males in Hollywood really need to stop doing their stuff. I'm done with all of them. So I didn't. Girls in Hollywood get taken advantage of so much. Just say that over and over again. It's so powerful. I just want people to believe me when I say this happened. I do believe you. 100%. No questions here. One of the women, Emma Bowers, went on social media today to detail the incident in which Signor invited her, an unpaid intern, to come over to his place so that he could masturbate in front of her. Jesus. Over the past 2 months, I have been talking with Screen Junkies' HR department after Andy Signor tried to sexually assault me on multiple occasions. I did what I believed to be the right thing and trusted the company to do something, considering 2 other women also came forward with me. The HR company continued to not take me seriously, only had Andy's interest in my... Man, Screen Junkies, you guys suck. No wonder Dan and nobody wants to come back. So women went to complain to HR and you guys just took his interests at heart. Andy, the honest trailers guy, because he makes you guys some money. What sickos? That's it. Everyone unsubscribe from Screen Junkies and no longer support their content. They are perverts. And they are part of this toxic male culture that keeps building and building in our society that is oppressing women. Okay, if we're going to get any true equality, we have to believe these female victims, and we have to shut down places like Screen Junkies. I don't care if they have a bunch of female staff working there. That just makes it even worse now. They were a bunch of females surrounded by perverted men. I will not take this. Andy, you are a terrible human being, and I hope all of the bad things that are coming to you are as bad as they seem like they're going to be. You losing your job, your fame, everything. Screw you, man. You want an honest trailer? Here's an honest trailer. Andy's going down. He threatened my boyfriend's job security, saying he would fire him if I told anyone. This has been the hardest time of my life, but I'm coming forward in hopes that no other woman will have to be subject to this kind of treatment. Preach it, sister. He took out sex toys and tried to force them in me. Jesus! What the hell, Andy? What, has he got like a Batman utility belt of sex gadgets he takes to meet women? Took pictures of me without my permission and promised a position at Screen Junkies for sexual favors. Oh, no. Okay, so this is opening up things now. So is this how Spencer got and Hal got their jobs, actually? I hope this encourages more women to come forward because I believe you, April. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I believe you too. The other woman, April Dawn, who appeared on the content on the Screen Junkies YouTube channel, which hosts Honest Trailers, and whose boyfriend is an engineer for the channel, accused Signor of attempting to sexually assault her on multiple occasions. She also said that Screen Junkies' HR organization ignored her complaints, instead choosing to protect Signor and threaten her boyfriend with the possible loss of his job if she pressed her case. Oh my god. Let's look at some more on this. God, I can't... Screen Junkies, who knew they were so evil? They're really bad people. Hey, saw you commenting on my awful Periscope last night. Thanks for that. How are you doing? Does the email still work? We're going to be in New York City in early October near Comic-Con. Oh, and also, I have a random request if you don't mind. Can I ask you a favor between us without you thinking I'm being weird? Laugh out loud. That probably makes me sound even weirder now that I promise I'm not weird. Anyway, let me know. God, that's like every creepy guy ever. This is every creepy guy I know trying to get laid. I'm not going to put on that costume, but here's me with 7 fingers. Whoa, you do exist. It's like Santa Claus meeting that M&M. Classic commercial. You should be a YouTube star. I'd have that show on Screen Junkies Plus, especially if you are in that outfit. Ha. Okay. Much different here in LA. Most older guys only hang out with younger girls, but man, frat guys are the worst. How old are you? 20. Oh man, you are young. Left that I didn't realize. I better not get in trouble even just talking to you. You dress up and send yet? Jesus Christ, man. If these... Oh my god. I'm so sorry to hear what happened to you, April 13 Dawn, and I'm glad actions have finally been made. Okay, here's some more stuff from Andy. God, this is all just coming out really bad. A lot of stuff piled up. Let's see. Normal people disguise. Haha. Honestly, I'm curious if you could cosplay every day, would you? I'm always fascinating by cosplayers. He wrote fascinating. I think he meant fascinated, obviously. Looks like a blast, but also so much work sometimes, especially at these cons. To go to a con and just get stopped by everyone at photos, and especially random dudes. What do they do with those photos? I was leaving a con last week, and there was this slightly cosplayed female was standing on a rock for her boyfriend with cleavage. And this random old man was all like, "Can I take a photo too?" And she was all about it. It's so weird, laugh out loud. So many laugh out louds awkwardly. And after saying this, I'm realizing I was a huge douchebag. Just objectifying you in the first place by pointing out how fucking incredible you look in your cosplay, which I didn't mean to be creepy about, but then it's sort of complicated because you're skin-tight leather looking amazing. Are we not supposed to compliment like that? Do enlighten me, LOL. I didn't mean to offend or be creepy unless you're cool with it. Jesus Christ, oh my god. Woo, good. And God, some guys are the worst. As much as I totally look at shots of your butt, I know you gotta ask first. That's just super gross otherwise. And yes, your Ghostbusters cosplay is truly bad. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I love that. Blows my mind every day to know we have so many fans out there. Makes me eternally grateful. I didn't know AJ. Sadly, like most creeps, I was just extremely distracted by it. Enough to do the research to find out who told you I was a fan. Jeez, I should stop. My crush is clearly weirding you out. Yeah, it's weirding me out, Andy. Oh my god, there's so much of this. There's so much of this. This happens over and over again. You find out these guys are like DMing chicks on Twitter and sending them things and trying to meet them. I mean, this story has been told way too many times with too many men. Oh, I figured a beautiful nerd like you must have a boyfriend. Working at a toy store must be fun. Oh man, you got a sense for some Kevin Smith to open. Well, I'm shocked. Can't believe you're single. I would totally snap you up. This guy's married. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to be weird. Yeah. Well, can keep that between us, not trying to flirt with a fan. I mean, I would with you. You are hot, but means I shouldn't. Sorry. Did you mean to weird you out? It's okay. I will be honest. It did wear me out, but I know that I'm hot. Thank you again. I know that I'm hot. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Just complimenting you. All's good. I love your tweets. Why wait until you're 21? Oh, thank you. Trips to California and tricky, and having 2 jobs kind of sucks, but I would love to come down, but I have to wait. It'll be on it. I'll have to wait. I'll be on it, in all honesty. What do you do? Live with a boyfriend or something? Jesus! Oh, my God. In response to the accusation, Screen Junkie's parent company, Defy Media, issued a statement today. We at Defy Media have no tolerance for harassment or retaliation of any kind. We have been conducting a thorough investigation into allegations made against Andy Signor and are preparing to respond to those allegations and take appropriate action. Given the additional statements that were made today, we feel it necessary to suspend Andy's employment while we continue our investigation. We will take all necessary action once the investigation is fully complete. Dawn responded to the company's statement on Twitter. This should have been dealt with months ago when myself and 2 other women told our stories. Instead, they ignored our cries for help. Yeah, Screen Junkies. Done with you guys. One more thing here real quick. Here's an old tweet argument with Andy. He posted this thing from Fox News. And it said, at Real Donald Trump talks like a guy. And ladies out there, this is what guys talk about when you're not around, right? And then Andy put up on Twitter, condone this, and to think I used to respect your charge. So I don't know if he said he respected Donald Trump, and then he turned on him after the pussy-grabbing comments, which every guy came out and virtue signaled about. And then a lot of those guys who virtue signaled about that ended up being... I mean, Bill Maher just got straight up called out by chicks like, hey, I've been to the Playboy Mansion. You're a pussy grabber. Shut the fuck up. Just let that be known to all the feminists out there or all the women that don't... These guys who are pretending, these celebrities, to be on your side, they're really just as bad as what you think the other guy is. Like, if you hate Donald Trump, don't think this other celebrity's that much better than Donald Trump. They're more jealous that Donald Trump is more successful than them and has more power than they have. Because they're power hungry. And they don't care about you. As much as you want to think that they do, Bill Maher's just as much of a piece of crap as anyone else. He's just good at lying, and he plays a good game on his show. But he's this whole moral integrity that they try to push. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. Hollywood's morally corrupt, always has been. This guy comes back. Let's ignore Clinton's countless crimes for Trump saying pussy 10 years ago. Andy comes back. Your argument is invalid because your reply is supporting misogyny by deflecting to what Hillary Clinton did. Therefore, I am muting you. Well, Andy, guess what? Your entire life is supporting misogyny. And you've been deflecting it this whole time to hide what you did. Therefore, I am muting you, sir. And I think YouTube is. You know, PewDiePie's going to recover from his whole N-word thing. A lot of guys seem to recover from crappy things. But for some reason... if women start coming out and saying this stuff, it doesn't go over too well. Now, if Andy was good looking, he might be able to get by on this a little bit more. And I know people hate to hear this, but psychology does prove that we trust good looking people. We're more likely to believe good looking people and trust them. If you know a lot of guys who get accused of stuff like this, that when they're, or get accused of something really harsh, sometimes we like to give them a pass. Andy, unfortunately, being this big, overweight, neckbeard guy, looks like a sexual predator, so it's easier to believe that he's going to be one, and Faraci, and Harry Knowles, and Harvey Weinstein. Now, that doesn't mean these guys aren't innocent. Honestly, they could be, but... it doesn't help their case when they look like the kind of guy that would do this stuff, just based off stereotypes. I'm not saying I feel that way, but stereotypically speaking, people are going to be like, well, of course that guy's a pervert. Look at him. But these men, the insecurity, it's men that I've known in real life, they're very insecure, geeky guys or nerdy. They always talk about how much they love women and they care about women and they want to do stuff for women. And then when you hang out with them one on one as a guy, they start talking like pervs. And then you're like, well, dude, I don't really think that way. I mean, I've known so many guys like Andy. Andy's so many dudes I've known in my life that are just like him, that look like him, that act like him. And I think they are very dangerous to women. And I'm glad that this is coming out, and I hope that more people are aware of this stuff. So, you could disagree with me on a lot of the stuff I said here. That's fine. This was a pretty raw recording. I just kind of did it all in one, and I did make jokes, which maybe I shouldn't have made with the situation at hand, and I did play up certain aspects to kind of mock things about everyone's reaction. But I will say, I do not support Screen Junkie's handling of this situation. I do not support Andy in this, and I do support the females in this, as well as I do with Joss Whedon's wife, who I support greatly in her situation. Thank you for calling him out. I very much support the women who came out to accuse Devin Faraci. I am very disappointed with Tim League. And any world without Harry Knowles writing or being around is a good thing. Hopefully these men get in some kind of legal trouble if there is more evidence coming out. If all these DMs are true, then, you know, I don't know if Andy should go to jail, but he should definitely not be working in the media anymore. He's clearly got issues. But, man, I feel bad for his wife more than almost anyone. I feel awful for his wife. That's terrible. And who's going to host movie fights now? I don't know. Why don't you guys bring me in? I would love to host movie fights. Movie fights! Who's going to play Andy in the biopic? Absolutely terrific. I've been looking at Max Landis' Twitter all day, and he hasn't virtue signaled about this yet, so it must be getting to him. But hopefully he doesn't walk into a Screen Junkie set that's empty by himself and be like, where did everybody go? I came here for my pitch. I mean, oh my god. God, Max Landis was just on there like a week ago. This has to trigger him so bad. He has to hate himself for some reason. Oh. Anyway, even if you guys disagree with me, just know that, you know, I'm just trying to have fun and make an entertaining video. I'm not trying to give you guys just a news story. I kind of hate Screen Junkies. I call them movie normies, and I think all of the people who work there outside of very few, and some of them are really awesome. I'm not saying that, but I think a lot of them aren't really that funny or that talented at writing. I think Honest Trailers kind of sucks. And I think Andy in particular is very hacky. He's a nice guy in those shows, but they don't seem to know as much about movies as they should for being a movie platform media channel. And I'm not really a big fan of all their work. I do watch the movie fights just because occasionally someone like Kevin Smith comes on and it's really entertaining. But, you know, I'm not a fan of them. So do I enjoy this a little bit more than I should for that reason? Probably. You know, I'm going to admit my bias on that. I'm a little screwed up. I enjoy watching people I don't like fall. But at the same time, it's also bad for YouTube and this current YouTube climate we're in, where all these YouTubers keep coming out to be douchebags. It makes it crappy for us smaller channels who want to get bigger and are working, and we're not douchebags. And these big channels with millions of subscribers keep having these big things happen. It just sucks. It's like, man, you know, I don't know if we even get to this point a lot of the time, that these people even get this successful. Like, what world did Andy Signor deserve to have the success he had? And then he used that success and power to try to use that to do whatever he could with women, because he thought now that he had power and money that he could get women. And it's not like that isn't true on some level, but you can't get every woman in the world. Sorry, some girls still don't want to fuck you. And I'm just so upset about everything about this, but it's, I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let's have a very nuanced conversation here. Let's have a nuanced one. And I mean, give me the most middle ground opinion you can have without going crazy one way or the other. I was trying to have a little bit of a fun opinion here. I don't really, you know, I was exaggerating some of that toxic masculinity stuff too. But anyway, I don't know. Screen Junkies, man, what's going to happen next? That's the question. How much is this going to affect them, and are they going to release a statement? I don't know. But if you don't want to be around a bunch of perverts, please subscribe to Please Rewind. Here it's just me by myself. Nobody else is really around except dudes. Occasionally a guy comes on here to talk, and I've been with the same girl for several years now, and I haven't even so much had a friend that's a chick. That isn't true, but I have a lot of female friends. But yeah. But if you want to follow a guy that talks crap about women he doesn't like, because I don't worship all women blindly because I'm not compensating for the fact that I'm a pervert, then follow me, because I'll be honest and talk bad about all men, women, and everyone that I don't like. And there's no filter here. If you want a little bit of honesty with your movie reviews and blogs and whatnot, please subscribe to Please Rewind and leave the days of movie normies behind. We don't need their kind.